Debonair. Okay.
What's good, y'all? Shout out to Notification Game for hitting the like button. And if you don't even start yet, y'all are the realest ones in it. I appreciate you anyway. I have $85,000 of debt that my husband doesn't know about. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are the goats. If you haven't already, please make sure you add me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All my information is in the description. All my links are in the about page. Y'all go ahead and click away. I had somebody send this to me on Instagram, man. And wanted to know my thoughts on it. In situations like this, first of all, you should be telling your significant other a lot of things, as far as anything that you've done in the past, any debts that you owe, anything, whatever. And this is one of the problems with relationships nowadays. People don't know what it means to be in a relationship. You should be able to tell your significant other everything. I'm not saying that you should be telling everybody all your business, no matter who you're dating. No, but once you come to an agreement, or even actually before, honestly, once you come to an agreement and say, hey, listen, we're officially together. This is, an actual title thing. Hey, here are my flaws. Here are my issues. Everybody has a right to be involved or not be involved with situations such as this. $85,000 in debt for what? I'm assuming she's about to talk about student loans. But let's get into it, y'all, because I haven't seen this video yet.
I am currently $85,000 in debt that my husband of 35 years does not know about. I was buying anything and everything I wanted. If my kids wanted something, which they're now grown, I would buy them something. If my mom needed help, I'd just give her a credit card. I just had my oh crap moment when I overdrew my checking account because 20 years ago we had to file bankruptcy. At that point, my husband and I separated our checking accounts because he is a saver and I am a spender, and I got us into that mess. I am door dashing. I'm working my full-time job. I'm selling everything that I have purchased, trying to get out of this debt because I do not want to tell him and I don't want to ask him to help me. And DoorDash where I live is not that popular.
How much do you make?
I make $38,000 a year.
Are you paying any other bills right now? How are your finances going with your husband if everything's separate?
Our house is paid for, thankfully, because of him, and I pay my own car payment and cell phone bill.
What's your car worth, and what do you owe on it?
I owe $15,000 on it, and it's worth about $10,000.
And was that one of the things you were planning on selling?
I don't see how I could because I don't have the $5,000 to make up the difference.
So is that $15,000 with the $85,000? Or is it without? Because if it's without, then that's $100,000 in debt.
The 15 wrapped up in that 85 you mentioned?
No, my husband knows about the car payment.
So you got 100 grand in debt?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
You do realize you're going to have to tell him.
I don't want to, but
you think you're going to go to the grave and he doesn't know this ever happened?
I would do just about anything to stop it because, like I said, I got us in a really bad situation 20 years ago, and he's not this type of person. He's not a spender. He's a saver. He paid our house off early.
I just can't imagine having a healthy marriage going forward while you keep this secret.
You can't carry this secret around. It has to be taken from the darkness of inside of you, and it is going to be an excruciating conversation. But I think for any way for you to move forward, not just financially, but in other areas of your life, Becky.
We have to get your husband back to husband mode instead of...
Yeah, first of all, and I was letting it play out because I was interested. Number one. But no, this was crazy. So you put him in a bad situation 20 years ago to the point where y'all had to file for bankruptcy. And then y'all had to separate y'all accounts because he's quote unquote a saver and I'm a spender. Okay, cool. My whole thought about situations like that is, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I was like, yo, what does she owe money on? Because I'm thinking it's like student loans. I don't even owe $85,000. I don't even owe $50,000, but I owe a couple $10,000s for student loans. I owe maybe like $4,000 in credit cards, but I mean, I could pay that off, like, but I like to I like to stretch stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know how it is with credit cards. Plus, I don't have interest rates, which is good. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, what in the hell? This is insane. There is no, bro, listen. Bro, y'all gotta, ladies too, but fellas, y'all gotta be careful who y'all get in relationships with, man. Y'all have to be careful who y'all get into relationships with, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, okay, cool, maybe she owes 85,000 from student loans. You know, a lot of people, a lot of Americans and stuff like that owe a lot of money when it comes to student loans. Credit cards too, but credit cards really isn't that bad. Credit cards really isn't that bad. Like, you know, you should start panicking if you're like 20,000 in debt, 15,000 in debt for credit cards. All right, there's something going on. There's something going wrong. But what did she say? She's door dashing, and then she said, "Oh, well, depending on the state that I'm in, it's not that popular." Yes, ma'am, because you can't door dash everywhere. You should be a door dasher or Uber driver in big cities, such as like South Florida, like Miami and stuff like that, New York, LA, Seattle, Dallas, Phoenix, those types of areas. Yes, you can be an Uber driver, you could be a door dasher, because those are very well-known areas where a lot of people, get a lot more bang for their buck, and they don't have, they don't have a problem with spending that type of money. When I went to Ohio, when I went to South Carolina, when I went to Oklahoma, Virginia, those Indiana, like those real laid back areas, I would imagine you can't DoorDash there. It's not going to be a lot of money. It's a very slow environment. I mean, slow respectfully compared to a faster city. Like, but it's a very slow environment. You can't DoorDash there. You're not making that money. You're not making that type of money. She has a full-time job and she's DoorDashing. You might as well just say, "Hey, I just got a full-time job." She said she made 38,000, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad. But that's the average that most women make in America anyway. That's the average. Let me finish this, man, because I just this is scary, because I'm feeling for her husband. Like, damn, bro, like this man did all that, paid the house off early, put her in a situation, and she just wants to keep spending money.
Roommate mode. One of the best parts of marriage and one of the hardest parts is having the accountability of a spouse. And I think that could have helped a lot of this if there was transparency in the finances and him saying, "Hey, you need to cut up that card. Remember, we don't use that anymore. We got burnt. We went through bankruptcy 20 years ago. We don't want that to happen again." And so I think you need accountability right now. It may not be your husband because there's already a lack of trust there, but we need accountability from other people. You've been doing this alone and keeping this secret.
Yeah, keeping this a secret, and that's not cool. It happened once 20 years ago, and here it is 20 years later happening again. So what's going to happen in another 20 years? You haven't learned anything from your husband yet? I would imagine that he's paying for everything. She said that the house is paid off, so the mortgage is paid for. All y'all gotta do is pay for the property tax. It's not like she has a buttload of damn bills to pay for. She said, "Oh, I pay for my phone, I pay for my car," which she still owes money on, all this, that, and the third. She said she owes 15,000 on a car. That to me does not make any sense. I would suggest, first of all, you tell your husband, number one, but I would suggest her getting a part-time job, not no goddamn door dashing. She said it herself, "Yo, we don't make that much money. I don't make that much money door dashing. So maybe it's time for you to find another damn part-time job." You can't keep stuff like this a secret from your significant other, man or woman. I don't care who you date. You cannot keep that a secret. Everybody deserves to know what they're getting involved in and what they're currently involved in. She's doing all this trying to keep us a secret for what? For pride? That has to be what it is. Anyway, y'all, I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video, man. Thanks for watching. Until next time, please, man, be safe for her.